Armory disc golfers, welcome back to another video. I'm really excited about this one because today we're starting a new series to finally answer the question, what is the greatest disc of all time? There's going to be a complete and total consensus in the comments section about the results of all of this. Today, we're going to be starting out with two of the widely regarded best throwing putters of all time. Have to have the Envy in there, and to go against it, we're going to be throwing the Latitude 64 Pure. Hole 1 is 189 feet. It finishes just to the right here. These aren't really known for being forehand discs, but I do want to show you what it flies like on a forehand, and this is one of the few holes that I think that's appropriate. So I'm going to start off with that here. Nope, I wasn't sure how stable the Envy was going to be. I've never thrown either of these discs before. That flew pretty straight on a forehand. Next up, we have a Pure, which is in the opto plastic, which I thought was fitting considering we're throwing a Proton Envy. And I know that there's an argument for a ton of different discs that could be in this competitor slot, but the Pure is a super popular disc that I think is deserving of consideration here, and I'm not gonna throw 17 putters against one another. From what I know, Pures are a little less stable than Envies, so I'm gonna try to put this a little more hyzer, just let it pop up, get flat. Oh yeah, that rode all the way over. Interesting. All right, Opto Pure. We're gonna get to see how you handle C2 looks. Pretty good, I'd say. That was the first putt of the day. Now the Envy was much closer. This one got a pretty good kick when it hit the ground. All right. 2 for 2 starting off. Stick around to see how one of these could come home to you. Course hole 3, it's about 170 feet, just dead straight, a little uphill. We're gonna start with the Pure this time. Keep pushing, keep pushing. I think I left that one a little bit short. So the Pure I wanted to put on a pure straight line there. Great name for your disc, Latitude. The Envy's a little bit more stable just from what the flight numbers show. So I wanted to hang that a little bit farther right. I put a little more on it so it's closer. The Pure was only about 5 feet behind the Envy and they're both within circle 1. Stay up. Whew. Now I wouldn't putt either of these putters in this particular plastic, but so far they're both throwing really nice. A little straighter, a little more stable. So just to quickly compare the two of these, the Envy is a real flat top disc like a lot of Axiom and MVP discs are. And I think because of that, it doesn't feel quite as bulky in the hand as a Pure does. The Pure isn't what I would refer to as a bulky disc per se, but compared to the Envy, it feels like it fills my hand more. So personal preference there, whichever one you prefer. Hole 4, this is about 300 feet. This might be the longest hole that we play on this loop. I think that this lines up better for the Pure because I can throw it on a hyzer and have it stand up and push straight the whole way. Whereas I'm really gonna have to hit the Envy flat and hard, I think. Oh, I threw it low. That held really well though. Didn't look like it was wanting to turn over at all. Oh, much more stability than I expected out of that. And it finished OB in the road. That's surprising. This is 300 feet and it plays uphill, so it's tough to reach, but I think that I could have gotten a C1 look at it if I'd gotten a little more height on it. Leave it out nice and wide. Trusting the fade on that one. Not really expecting to make it from that distance. Our 4th hole is 165 feet. It slopes off on the right side and there's a bit of a drop off behind it too. So I'm just gonna try to throw both of these on a little bit of hyzer towards the base of that tree. Oh, get down, hit something. I think I sailed it. I'll try to throw this the same way just to be fair. Well, I think that I did actually throw it very similar, and I think you can just see pushing more from the Pure and fading more from the Envy. Pure, where are you? Where did the disc go? Oh, wow. Hi, the Pure managed to roll all the way over here. So I'm probably just gonna lay this one up. I mean, that'd be kind of crazy to run that. And now this Envy is right on the edge of circle. I don't feel like walking it off. I'm just gonna say that it's circle 1. It's probably like 35 feet. And I am gonna give this a go at the cliff behind the basket. Drop. Oh, it dropped. Okay, so it actually wasn't that bad, but having a 20-foot uphill comebacker isn't exactly what you want on this hole. But we'll take 3s and move on. Hole 6 is 212. I want to go between these two trees and have it hyzer in, again, landing at the base of the tree next to the basket. There's OB Road on the right and technically long, but there's no way I'm gonna be throwing it that long unless it rolls away or something. I like that. Check into that hillside. That should tap in. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I want there. Left that one a little higher, but I think we're gonna get the same result. Yep, and they ended up pretty much on top of each other. I wonder if I can get them both. Hole 6, this one plays very downhill. It's only 175-ish feet, but it's tricky because there's OB behind the basket and it's easy to sail long. So I'm gonna take both of these and try to throw them down and just let them glide and push forward in front of the basket. Stay up, and I like that a lot. Push forward. I got a weird rock there, but that's the flight that I wanted. Try to hit this one pretty flat because I don't think it'll push straight as long as the pure. Well, I didn't. But we got a nice little tree love. If you're not commenting this, you may be thinking it. And yes, there are a ton of different plastics that you can throw for both of these discs. And choosing a different type of plastic can really affect how the disc flies. Electron Envies will beat in to be more understable. Same thing with getting a BT soft or medium or whatever pure, they'll be flippier as well. So you could choose either one of these putters and cover a wide range of shots for your putter game. Well, this one should just be a layup. I'm gonna give it a soft little run because it's stable enough to where I think it'll check in if I do miss it. Yeah, that check into the hillside. It's flopping around, but it's up there. This is about where that Envy was earlier that I said was C1. So I'm gonna treat this one as C1 as well. And on the note of these having different plastic types, I wouldn't recommend putting Opto or Proton, but here we are. All right, Pure, get your stroke back. Stay up. So the Envy's still holding a 1-stroke lead through 7 holes. I think this is a really good hole for throwing putters because it's like 220 feet and you want something that finishes absolutely dead straight. So we're gonna start with the Envy, see if we can get it done. Try to put a little anhyzer and a little spin on it so it'll just push straight and not fade out too much. And now with the Pure, I want to throw a very similar line. These discs are more similar than I expected them to be. I do think the Pure has a little bit more turn, but not a drastic amount. So I also want to put this on a little bit of anhyzer with some good spin and just have it hold the entire way. Oh, that's pretty. Stay up, get over the roots. Oh, it cleared it. I like that. So the Envy is inside the circle, but this sucker is putting, whoo, way uphill. I think I can do this. Stay up. Yes. The Pure actually went a little longer than I thought it was, but this is just a 15-footer. So I'll tell you what you're not gonna get out of this video, or this entire series, is me holding up a disc and saying, this disc is bad. We're comparing 2 discs against each other that in their respective categories are considered the greatest of all time. Through the 6 or 7 or 8 holes that we've played, both of these discs would receive a high recommendation from me. Hole 8, it's marked at 296. I think it's a little bit longer than that. And we get a full pull on these putters. It's straight through here. I'm just gonna throw both of them hard on this right side gap on hyzer and see how they react. Very straight, all the way through the flight. Not a flippy putter the way I expected a Pure to be, but again, this is an optoplastic. I'm sure if I was throwing one of the base plastic Pures, I would see a bit of a difference there. And now the Envy, I'm gonna try to throw on just a little bit of hyzer as well, and I expect this one to fly straight at this power, but to have just a touch more fade than the Pure. Well, that wasn't the gap I was aiming for, but the Envy does have more fade than the Pure. This is a Proton Envy, should be pretty good on forehands. Let's see what it looks like. Very straight, gentle fade. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, really, this is just a jump putt approach, but I want to get the Pure in on the anhyzer forehand games. Much lower power than the Envy. Really, you could throw just about anything from this distance and be fine. Both of these, just little tap-ins. To enter into the giveaway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment and let me know which one of these discs you want and why you think it, or maybe even the other one, is the greatest throwing putter of all time. Our final hole of the day is 197 feet downhill, city of Dallas in the background. We're gonna put both of these on anhyzer and hope to just hold them all the way over. Get under that tree. Well, that's gassed. That's so long, but a great flight. Now this is where I think the Pure, or at least the Opto Pure, has an advantage over the Envy because I think it's gonna hold this anhyzer more easily. Oh, break over. and stay up and push. Ooh, that'll be a close one. All right, Envy, this is your shot. Slam the door as the greatest putter of all time by knocking down a 45-foot jumper. Conrad style. No, left it short. All right, Pure, this is your shot. Again, just inside the circle, a nice wet opto plastic to putt. And wouldn't you know it, I'm commentating before I putt it. I'm expecting to make this. Stay up. No! Well, just by a hair's breadth, the Pure will go down to the Envy by one stroke. And so that means, of course, irrefutably, regardless of the archer, it's all the arrow. And this is the greatest throwing putter of all time. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate the support. If you've gotten to this point of the video, please remember to like and subscribe, and let me know what discs you want to see coming up next in the series. Put that in there with your giveaway comments. Next up, we're gonna have the approach discs. We're gonna have a zone versus what I think is the best disc of all time. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for you to join me for it. I'll see y'all in the next one.